Hello. So in this lab, we will be using Google Cloud Profiler to analyze the performance of our web application. So in the previous lab, as we have discussed, the cause of bottleneck can be due to latency, that is, there is network latency. Then in this lab, we will be analyzing the another cause of bottleneck, that is limiting the performance of our web application using Cloud Profiler, which help us to analyze the issues related to the performance due to CPU utilization and memory usage. That is, there is some part of application which is taking more resources and taking more memory usage, and which is degrading the performance of our web application, and other parts of web application and other parts of program are not getting that much CPU and memory to run. That's why our performance is degraded. So in this lab, we'll be using Cloud Profiler to analyze which part of code or which things are using more memory in the stack, so uh, we can remove CPU utilization or memory from that process or program. So here we will be using uh, Cloud Profiler agent. So using Cloud Profiler agent, we will be able to identify the processes which are resource intensive, means taking more resources, taking more CPU time, and more memory usage. Because of that, there may be chances of degradation in our performance. So here we will be analyzing our result by the flame graph, which help us to analyze which process is running for more time and taking more CPU, and only that thread is running, and which is preventing other thread and other parts of program to run. So here x-axis will show us the time span, means from left to right, this much time is running, this much process, means bar is running from this 0 to 3 cycle, and this bar is running from this, and this y-axis show the CPU stack, means first main function is run, then main function call foo1 function, and foo1 call bar function. So this shows us the CPU stack. So for this lab, we have opened the terminal and deployed our project, and by using, first we go to the directory, and then where our cloud profiler agent is stored, we change to that directory, and then deployed our cloud profiler agent with the application. Then we trigger the application. Here, for the example purpose, we will be running a factorial program, which will use all. It is not a simple factorial program. It will use all the resources of our web application, that is CPU usage time and memory usage, and we will analyze the result using cloud profiler. So we have triggered this API function. Now our factorial function will run, and we will analyze its output using the cloud profiler. So here we go to the Google Cloud Console and type profiler, and there we will see output that in the stack there is, means thread, there is only cloud that factorial program is running and taking all the resources. So here we can see that in this thread only this program, that is big integer one is running, big integer multiply, and taking all the resources. So how we get to know that this big integer multiplier, that is our factorial, is taking all the resources? So we can see that if we go to our main thread function, then all the other programs or processes are on unsafe path, means they are not running, and only this part of thread run, means part of main thread, only this big thread is running. So all the resources are being used by this big thread. And if we go to this big thread in deep and click on show stack, so it is parked on only this big integer multiplier, so all the resources are being used by this function and stop at this hierarchy. All the previous calls are not made unless this function is completed, and this function is not going to complete for this lab purpose, as we have created an infinite loop for this factorial, as shown by this lab environment. Here we can see that they have also shown that the code will compute the factorial of large number. This is different from the simple factorial. the API of CPU is intensive and will not complete within the duration of this lab. So it is an infinite factorial function, so it will not complete, and that's why multiply agent is full width of the thread run, and tell that only multiply essentially is taking the entire runtime of the thread. So using Cloud Profiler in this lab, we analyze how it is taking all the resources, that is CPU time and memory usage of the thread, and preventing all other processes from running. So because of this, it causes the bottleneck, that is preventing degrading the performance of our web application.